gonna keep going.
Hello. Hello, welcome to the last panel on the main stage of Rhode Island Comic Con! My name is Michael, I am the program director, and we had an amazing weekend on this stage. If you saw any of the other panels, you saw The Walking Dead. Yeah! You saw Supernatural. You saw SpongeBob. And a whole host of other wonderful, wonderful properties. But we have to call it a night. But you get to see the last panel of the weekend in Ballroom A. So, I would like to thank each and every one of you for attending. We appreciate your patience, and we hope you had an amazing time at the show this year. Whoa, hey, what's up? But I have to thank somebody else. We had an unbelievable talent on this stage making these panels a million times better than they would be if it were me up here. We have had a very special guest moderator. You know her from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know her from Bring It On. And you know her as the CEO of GeekNation.com. We want to thank our wonderful, amazing, talented guest moderator, Miss Clare Kramer.
Thank you. Guys, we kind of saved the best panel for last. Does anybody agree? So, without further ado, please welcome Alex Kingston. Okay, you guys, welcome. Can you extract the mic? Those are important for today. All right, good. Hello. As you can see by the crowd here, I mean, Doctor Who resonates with so many people, and everybody is super passionate about the show for different reasons. Everyone has their favorite Doctor. Everyone has their favorite companion. You guys. The mother-daughter relationship you guys had, I want to start by talking about that. But first, I want to invite everyone to line up at the mics. It's a packed house, and we're going to get through as many audience Q&As as we can. So while you guys do that, let's talk about the first time, Alex and Karen, that you guys met. Did you guys understand the full dynamics of the relationship, and how did that kind of play out?
I did not know the dynamic between the characters at all when we first started working together. However...
Well, no, I didn't know either.
Really?
Not when we first started, not like that first episode.
I thought you knew from like the beginning.
No, not at all. No, you were just his companion, as far as I was concerned.
Yeah. Right, that's
not just his companion, but
yeah.
It was only, what was it, in the second season? Was it our second season that it all started to kick off, or was it the third season? I can't even remember.
It was the second one.
It was the second season, yeah.
Yes.
But certainly, I think it was the end of the first season that I think Stephen started to intimate that there was a closer connection between myself and Karen. And then I definitely knew quite a bit before they did about what the relationship was. But when I first met Karen, you were very shy.
Yeah.
And I just remember you with your long hair and your red sweatshirt. You wore that red baggy sweatshirt.
Yeah, it was that episode, the Angels two-parter.
Yeah, exactly.
That we shot.
Yeah,
We
and we shot, that was the first episode that actually they ever shot, because the BBC wanted to film it out of sequence to give Karen and Matt a little bit of a chance to just relax and become accustomed to being the new companions. So they actually shot that season out of sequence because the Weeping Angels episode actually, I think it was it episode 3 and 4?
I think it was like 4 and 5.
Or 4 and 5. So we did 4 and 5 first, but those were the very first episodes that Matt and Karen ever shot. And so Karen was certainly, you were very sort of quiet and...
I mean, I was just trying to take in what was happening. I was like, what am I doing in Doctor Who? This is pretty weird, but amazing.
Okay, so very little was known in the beginning, but as it evolved, I mean, did you just kind of each have to go with the flow of, the dynamics and you realizing, obviously, River and the component she played and with time being so wibbly wobbly?
Yeah, I mean, well, we kind of got quite used to Stephen Moffat not telling us anything in advance, so that just became like a normal thing. However, we, at some point, knew that Alex knew. And then me and Arthur were like, oh, just give her another glass of wine or something. It didn't work.
All right, well, good try, though. Good try.
Yeah, I mean, I tried.
All right, let's start over here. Do you have a question, sir?
If you could travel back in time to any doctor, what doctor would you travel back in time to?
To any doctor? Oh, I would go back to the very first one, and I think I would just be in the background of the very first episode, not doing anything, just there.
Just enjoying yourself.
I think I'd probably like to go back to John Pertwee. Sorry, Sean's his son. That's something else. I'd like to go back to John Pertwee because he was the one who had the fabulous car, didn't he? He had that fantastic car. So I think I would like to have had a ride in his car.
Great question. Thank you. Yes.
When you fought Weeping Angels, why didn't you just wink?
Smart, and should have thought of that earlier, especially me. that would have been a good way out. I'll relay that to Moffat so he can.
Exactly. I think we're gonna ask Stephen Moffat why that wasn't ever considered.
Good point. Thank you. Yes.
All right. First, I'm a little nervous. I'm in front of two of Doctor Who's greats right now, and. Yeah. This one's for Alex. I remember now. How is it when you first started playing the end of your character's life, and then all of a sudden in Let's Kill Hitler just being like, oh, now I gotta play the beginning of the character? Like, how is it like that?
Well, obviously I knew it was the end of my character's life when I did the first episode I was involved in, but because I thought that was the only storyline I was ever going to have, those 2 episodes, it didn't sort of mean anything to me other than I just had to play that storyline. And subsequently, coming back, I've just learned that the best thing to do is just be in the moment in whatever episode it is, because it's just too complicated to try and figure out where I am in whose timeline and my own timeline. So I just live in the moment. And actually that works pretty well.
One small request. Can you say spoilers?
Spoilers.
Yes.
So this is a question for both of you, but which episode did you have the most fun filming?
That was weird. For me, it was the 11th hour, just because, as we were talking about before, we just started to really relax into the roles. And it was cool because we were establishing the characters, and I just feel like it was the best episode from Stephen Moffat because I think he had that written since he was like a little boy or something. Like that's the story he always wanted to tell, and he finally got to tell it. And so it sort of made the episode extra magical, I thought.
And I'm not sure. I mean, I'm still going on. So I'm not sure whether my favourite episode has occurred yet. Although the Christmas special is actually, it's pretty fantastic. Stephen's written an amazing story. But I, in terms of of actually filming with Matt and Karen and Arthur, I loved every single one because they were all Stevens for a start, because he never would allow any of the other writers to write for my character. So they were all guaranteed to be brilliant, which they were. So I don't think I could pick a favourite actually. Yes?
So this is for both of you. When you were filming with Matt, what was one of the, like offstage or on set, what was one of the most kind of like funny, crazy moments that you've had with him?
Funny, crazy Matt.
There's just been so many. He is the most clumsy person I've ever encountered. I think he went through like 12 sonic screwdrivers. Broke them all. I don't know, didn't you have a funny story when you had to land on him?
Yeah, my funny story, many of you may have heard of this already, I'm not sure, but the very first episode that I was working with Matt, where he first meets River, she's flying through space and he opens the Tardis door to let her in. And I flew in, I was on a wire and I had to fly in and sort of land on him, but I landed on him and kneed him in the nuts. And I laughed, and I thought he was laughing too, but in fact he was sort of grimacing and somewhat crying. But we were firm friends after that.
Great introduction.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Tall mic. Okay. This is for Karen.
Yes?
So now you've played both a human in a sci-fi and an alien in a sci-fi as Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy. What was it like transitioning in perspective from human to alien?
Oh, that's an interesting question. It was quite weird playing an alien, actually, and I'd gotten really used to being in alien worlds as a human. So my sense memory walking onto Guardians was like, I know this sort of thing. I've been on so many spaceships, I've got this. But I was like, oh no, I'm doing something totally different. I just tried to make her slightly different to humans, so she had little tics that maybe felt a little bit off and not human-like, and head tilts and stuff, and weird blinking.
You do that anyway.
Yeah, this one was closer to myself than the humans I played. But also the makeup really helped in Guardians, like that sort of did half the job for me, and shaving my head was sort of like a transformational thing that just helped me change in some way as an actress.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, oh god, that's what my voice sounds like. I'm so sorry, I'm nervous, this is my first Comic Con. First, you guys are just so amazingly talented, and I'm such a big fan, like I'm shaking, and I'm gonna have like an asthma attack. I'm sorry, I don't think this question has been asked yet. If it is, I'm sorry. What's your favorite moment in your character's history where you're like, oh, and why, and you're like, these guys are badass, or a turning point, or anything like that? Thank you.
Favorite moment in your character's history?
We had some cool moments. Many. For me, it was actually the last episode. The stuff that I did with Arthur was really cool, I thought, and quite heroic with the building. Sorry if you haven't got to that yet. I'm going to stop talking now. But I thought it was cool.
I thought the episode that you did, I thought you were amazing in it. That episode where you are by yourself and you grow older.
I play the old version.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I learned that I don't age well, so I've been really healthy ever since.
Thank you. Great question. And welcome to your first convention, by the way. Yes.
Okay, first off, wow, that was really loud. Okay. First off, thank you so much for coming to Rhode Island, because you didn't have to and you did it anyway. The question is, when you first found out River's song was Amy and Rory's daughter, what was your reaction?
That's fantastic. It's going to so screw them over. It's going to be a bit difficult for them to understand, but I thought that was just fabulous because it was so, it's so typically Stephen to come up with an idea like that. I don't think anybody's ever done something like that before, and talk about playing with time. And, oh my God, I mean, in a way, I don't know whether they've ever broached the subject before, but it means that there was sex on the TARDIS. Which, it's a children's show and everything, BBC, but they...
A wedding night, to be fair, makes it somehow better.
Wedding night, well, but it's the TARDIS, you know, there's a bedroom. Or maybe not, maybe a toilet, you know?
In the TARDIS.
So I thought it was absolutely fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was like, this is so cool.
In fact, it was inside you.
Oh.
Isn't that strange?
And on that note.
Yes.
If either of you ever got to play a Doctor Who monster, which monster would you be?
Well, Matt always says that I should be a silence because I already look like one.
And we wouldn't remember.
Yeah, I'd probably be one of those.
I think I'd like to be a Silurian.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lizard? Yeah.
Sure.
Why not? Thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
What was the hardest part of leaving Doctor Who?
The hardest? It was really, really cold while shooting in Wales, in castles, which are fridges, essentially. But other than that, it was great. So I'm just really clutching at straws to find a bad thing. Because we got to run away from monsters for a living. Like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I think whenever we had to film on location, so exteriors, in the winter time and at night, doing a night shoot, I think that was always the hardest because inevitably it would be raining or sleeting or snowing, and we'd be working right through from about 5, 6 in the evening till about 6 or 7 in the morning sometimes, and it would be very cold and wet and all of that. So that's probably the hardest, but like Karen says, the payoff is that you're working on Doctor Who, and you know ultimately it's going to look really good on the telly when it's all edited together, so you don't mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello. Actually, I'm just putting out an accent, sorry. I was actually wanted to ask because I know Karen has been getting into directing. I just saw a conventional, which was, oh my God, so damn good. I'm looking forward to it. And I just wanted to ask both of you, what has been the most rewarding project or thing for you as an actor or a director or a writer, either on Who or off?
Most rewarding as a director, writer, or even an actor?
Well, for me, being an actress, Doctor Who was really rewarding just because the thing you get with television that you don't get with films is just so much time with the character to really sort of develop it and take it to all these different places. And a film you get like under 2 hours to tell a whole story, so that's what I like about TV shows. But directing is really fun just because you get to be involved in the entire creative process from start to finish, and that feels really satisfying at the end of it to like begin with a thought in your head and then suddenly you can watch this physical thing and it's so cool.
And I think having a role that is really satisfying and that you can sort of put so much into I find incredibly rewarding. So the fact that I was given the opportunity to sort of develop the character of River Song over episodes, and the same with On ER, being able to develop a character like Dr. Corday was it's rare. You don't get those opportunities very often as an actor. But in terms of the most sort of singular, rewarding experience or creatively enriching experience, I think it has to be, I played Lady Macbeth just recently, and because each performance is the beginning, the middle and the end, you know, it's the play in its entirety. Each night it was just the most incredible experience, and in a extraordinary production. So I think that for me was probably one of the highlights of my career.
I would have loved to have seen that. And everyone should check out Conventional. It's on YouTube. So everyone should see that. It's great.
Thank you.
We will.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan. You guys are amazing. Like, you guys can probably tell I was like all nervous and ranty and rambly when I was getting you guys' autographs, and I still am now. But anyway,
It's
huge
okay.
fan, and I just wanted to ask for Alex, all working on Arrow, and for Karen working on Guardians, like working specifically with like comic book related stuff and working with like American actors and directors. What was the biggest difference between that and Doctor Who, just like in terms of the people and the environment and just everything?
The biggest difference between working in the UK and America is craft service.
I know I was going to say the same thing, but it's craft service. It's all
You get so much free food here. It's amazing. And you can eat whenever you want. Consistent coffee. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what do you mean? This is a banquet. We wouldn't get any of that in the UK, would we?
No, and over here, it's healthy very often.
Yeah.
So they'll come and give you like healthy snacks, like celery with peanut butter in the middle and things like that. In England, you just get sort of curled up sandwiches with the cold breakfast leftovers inside. It is just awful.
It really is. Yeah, no, it's way worse than you're even imagining. Like,
that's the difference.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi. I just want to say you two are both wonderful at everything you do, including Doctor Who. And my question was, everybody always says, what's your favorite episode? I was wondering, what was your least favorite episode to film? Whether it was like an uncomfortable costume or horrible makeup, or maybe just a storyline that you were like, really?
You mean on Doctor Who itself?
Yes.
there was a two-parter that I'm going to admit I didn't understand until I watched it, and that was the two-parter with the flesh people. Just because there was two of everyone, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't know what's happening. It's okay, because I'm usually the one that's like, what's happening anyway? So, but I didn't understand that until it aired on television, and then I was like, oh, that's cool.
I think that, I mean, there wasn't a single episode that that was my least favourite or that I didn't enjoy, but I would say the one that was, for me, physically the most uncomfortable was actually The Silence in the Library, because those spacesuits were really heavy, and the actual helmets, they sort of really sat in on your collarbone and shoulder bones, and they were heavy, and so they were really actually very uncomfortable, and we all got the flu. I don't know who had it first, but we all ended up having the flu, and so we would sneeze, in these helmets, and it was just disgusting. And we would have to stop and take them off and wipe them and everything. So yeah, that wasn't my favourite in terms of comfort.
Thank you. Yes?
If the next regeneration of the Doctor were to be female, then who would you want it to be?
Me.
Second that.
Do you guys think that'll happen?
No. Well, I don't think, no, not me. And I don't think it'll ever be a woman. Oh my God, I've just lost all my signing potential. I personally don't think it'll happen. I mean, the Doctor is, I know he changes, but he is male. I mean, he's Gallifreyan male.
So was the master.
Look how he turned out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, all you can, wait and see. Yeah, okay then, wait and see.
I do feel like it would work though, like, because you know in Star Trek, they probably were all like, we can't have a female captain, and then Catherine Janeway came in, and I thought she was amazing. So I think they just need to find someone with like the right level of gravitas and all that stuff.
Yeah, me.
Great question, thank you. Yes?
Hi, first of all, I just had a joke question. Have you ever tried fish fingers in custard?
Have you?
I've never tried it.
I have.
I know, that's awful. I'll try it tonight if you all try it tonight. And then everybody report on Twitter what they think it tasted like.
And then, secondly, I wondered, which Doctor Who monster would you be most scared of if you saw in real life?
Are you Australian or English?
English.
Oh my goodness, where are you from?
Leeds.
Leeds?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Northern. What are you doing here?
I live here.
Which monster would most be scared of? Probably the Weeping Angels. I mean, they're definitely the scariest, in my opinion.
Yeah, when I was a child, it was the Cybermen. They frightened me the most. But now that I'm grown up, I would say that for me, it's the silence. I don't like their long fingers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes?
Okay, so first I want to say thank you because I don't usually have any female role models and I'm struggling with like an eating disorder and stuff. So like you two mean a lot to me. And also me and my dad played River and I played Amy today.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's the one where you said, "Can I shift your?"
And I fondled his breasts. Well, they were my own, technically.
We have a picture of you grabbing his boobs. So, if there was one episode that you wish was real, that you could actually experience, which one would that be?
That's a great question.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's going to be the 11th hour again because I want the Doctor to really fall into my back garden. I think that would be the coolest. Imagine that. Don't you think that would be amazing? Oh, what's that?
Oh, I don't know which one I'd like to. Because the thing is, we go through really dangerous things, don't we? And uncomfortable things in reality, but of course we don't really feel them. But nevertheless, if it was real, we would. Sorry, I'm babbling. Was it the 11th hour where which was the one where I kissed the Doctor for the first time?
Was that your wedding?
Was that my wedding?
No.
I don't know.
He kissed you in your wedding.
Did he?
Yeah, all the time with the wrists.
Demon's Run.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dark one. Oh no, I didn't like Demon's Run. No.
A good man goes to war.
Yeah, no, actually, I tell you, it's the Pandorica.
Ah, yeah.
I liked that one. Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes. Hi.
Are you my mommy? What line did you like the most?
Do you guys have
What was your favorite line?
I like the line that went, "Okay, kid, this is where it gets complicated." Because it felt really cool, and I was talking to myself, but it was really my cousin. He played the younger Amy Pond, so it was cool.
Alex, did you have a favorite line?
Well, it's not a line. So I'm tired. It's a sentence, or it's just a tagline, basically, which is, "Hello, sweetie."
Hi.
Hi, I'm just going to say right now I'm incredibly nervous and honored to be in your presence at the moment. So, my question is, do you remember what you were doing when you initially found out you were going to be in the Doctor Who series? Like what was going through your head when you found out?
What were we doing when we got the news that we were going to be in Doctor Who? I auditioned on the day that I got the news, which was crazy because normally it's this long process and you have to wait for ages to find out if you're going to get a role. But I did the audition and everything seemed to be going well that day. Like my hair looked alright and the sun was shining and I was like, good, great. And then I did the audition, which was really scary, and then came home and then sat on my bed and just got a phone call being like, and my agent was even confused. She was like, "You got it." And I was like, no, this is like some sort of practical joke, and I started crying. Started shouting thank you to I don't know who. That was weird. And then I think I drank some champagne to celebrate.
It was sent to me, the episode was sent to me as a script. Both scripts actually were sent to me in at my home, and so I literally was just sitting down in my office reading them. They'd been sent to me as an offer. So it was more a question of, did I want to do it?
We are so glad you did.
Me too! And because I just thought it was a 2-episode story arc and that was it, I read it, and by the time I finished reading the script, I just thought, yes, absolutely, I want to do this job. But I had no idea that River was coming back at all. Absolutely none. So I'm very glad that Stephen had other plans.
Thank you.
You were also the reason why I like to wear my curly hair down all the time. So.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Yes?
Okay. First of all, thanks for coming to the Nerd Convention.
You're very welcome.
Also, Amy is my favorite companion, by the way. Never be replaced.
Oh, thank you.
And I have a question for both of you. What do you think of the Sonic sunglasses?
Oh, whoa, this is an interesting reaction that everyone's having. My mum was talking about those the other night, and she is like the biggest Whovian ever. She loves coming to these things, and she's quite opinionated on every decision that's ever made in Doctor Who, but she quite likes them. And I didn't expect her to sort of embrace that sort of change. So I've decided that I'm following suit, and I dig them.
I think Peter looks cool in them as well. He really looks cool. You never know, the screwdriver might come back.
Let's learn that as River song.
Thank you. Yes, hi.
Oh, it's this. This scared me earlier.
So my high school marching band, this year's like the field show, it involved the Incredibles theme, Live and Let Die, Sherlock theme, and I Am the Doctor. So I wanted to know what your favorite soundtrack was from Doctor Who.
Do you guys have a favorite soundtrack?
From the music from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So the composer is called Murray Gold. And it's all sort of like, I don't know.
Well, I like River's theme the best.
That's surprising. I quite like the music where little Amy is running around packing her suitcase because it's really sad, and it sounds like Pan's Labyrinth. That's the music. I think they based it on that actually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, hi. After the Weeping Angels episode, were you able to look at a statue of like feeling the same way?
I'm sort of really scared of all gargoyles and stuff now. I mean, they were creepy, and now they're, I've got this association with them. And so,
actually, when I was a child, I liked to go and hang out in cemeteries. And not even when I was a child, when I was sort of in my teens and early 20s, I used to like to go and hang out in cemeteries. And I always thought that the statues might be alive. I mean, it's always been something that I just thought, God, I wonder, when the gates are closed at night, whether the statues actually all sort of come alive. And so I think it's potentially something that not necessarily, I don't think I'm the only one that maybe has that idea, but it's a sort of maybe a kind of a perennial nightmarish idea that people play with in their psyche, and that Stephen just tapped into that and used it as a storyline, and I think it's really clever.
Thank you. Yes?
I just have to ask, what was it like kissing Matt Smith?
For both of us. For me, it was like incest. I was like, and I had to really initiate it, and he didn't have to do any of the work either, which is always awkward. It was pretty weird, actually. Yeah.
Had he eaten onions, raw onions, or anything like
He
that?
was threatening to do that. I can't even remember. I was so traumatized.
It wasn't so bad for me. It's quite nice.
Thank you. Yes?
So, when you guys had to film a town called Mercy, did you guys actually film in America?
No, we filmed that in Almeria in Spain.
Really?
Yeah, where they filmed all the spaghetti westerns. Yeah, so like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was shot there, so everyone was really excited about that. And yeah, we were just in Spain.
One more thing. You guys are my two favorite characters from Doctor Who, and River is like so chaotic and awesome, and Amy is like amazing.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. Yes?
Hi. Well, first off, I'd just like to say, Alex, you are hair gold, like seriously. And, oh God, I'm shaking. So I guess we all kind of know that Stephen Moffat is like the best kind of evil genius. But did you have any like, oh God, no kind of moments, like when you were working with him and stuff?
No.
No.
He's so good at his job, and no one could do it as well as him, so I think we just sort of leave him to it, don't we?
He is, I think, probably one of the best living screenwriters at the moment. He's extraordinary. And considering that he's a man, and he's writing for women as well, and he actually, let's actually give him a What I find so fascinating is Stephen is able to write really strong female characters, even though he's a man. Even though he's a man. But it is quite unique, and I get the feeling that he loves the women that he writes, the characters, the female characters he writes. You can tell he just loves those characters. And it's really rare, so we're incredibly grateful, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
Then you should write a show for River and Captain Jack.
You see, what I don't quite understand is, even though you went back in time to be with Arthur, in The Weeping Angel, in that final episode, because everything is all wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey, I don't understand why I can't just go back and rescue you.
Oh, rescue us?
Yeah, or see, just visit you. Will you be in that horrible bedroom for the rest of your lives?
I hope not.
You know that one where Arthur's an old man?
Yeah, I do know.
Will you be in that? Will you be there?
Yeah. I think I got it.
Okay. Well, but you see, I don't understand why I can't just with my, vortex manipulator or something, just travel back and just pop in. Yeah, rock up for a cup of tea, something like that.
Yeah, we'll be like, who are you?
Why?
Well, we know who you are.
Yeah, you will.
Oh,
yeah.
This is so confusing.
I'm your daughter.
If we go back in time, does it erase all of our memories?
No. Well, it depends how far back we go.
No, I guess that's never happened. So, we've never erased our memories. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe you haven't visited us.
I know.
That's so rude.
Sorry, we're just rambling here. Yeah, I'm going to tell Stephen.
Yeah, mention that.
Yeah. Good idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, first, oh my God, bleh. First off, oh my God, you guys are awesome. That was loud. I'm sorry. Can you guys try imitating each other's characters? That was so cool.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Oh God.
Give me something to say as part of a song. I mean, I could go for the obvious. Okay. Hello, sweetie.
That was pretty good.
It's I don't know, like fish fingers and custard. I don't know. Scottish, yeah, Scottish.
Perfect.
Wow, that was like the beginning ever.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, so if you could fight alongside any of the Doctor Who villains, who would you fight alongside?
Oh, like join forces with them.
And why?
Lie?
No, and why?
Oh, lie. Who would that be? I don't know. Not the Weeping Angels, because that maybe would be quite boring. Could be the Silurians, just because they're sort of quite human-like, even though they're lizards, like they're upright and stuff. I'm just gonna keep talking. What else are there?
Shall I cut in?
I don't know.
What about Missy? I think I would love to do an episode. I think it'd be great to do an episode with her. Because she's a little bit, she is bad. But River can sometimes be bad too. But Missy also can sometimes be good. So it's sort of like they're both very complicated. So I think that I'd like to do an episode with her. It'd be fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Firstly, thank you so much both for you for being here. I've been a fan for a very long time.
And your brownies are delicious.
I was going to ask, did you like them?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the coconut and caramel one. Oh. Really good.
My question is actually for you. I've been a fan of yours for about 15 years, ever since I saw you play the Warrior Queen. I am a really big fan of Celtic myth. I've been studying it for years, and now when I see Boudica or read anything about her, she has your face.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, did you do anything special to prepare to play her? I know it's a
Well, I did actually. I had to rehearse because I knew I was going to be riding in a chariot and, with swords and everything. So just before we started filming, I was in Los Angeles and I worked with a stunt man who was teaching me how to fight with broadsword and also how to shoot bows and arrows potentially. And the only sort of equivalent of a chariot, because I had to do this while I was in a chariot, so he basically built a trash can on wheels. He put a trash can on a pair of wheels, and he had a horse in his backyard, an old horse, and so he attached the trash can to the horse, and I stood in the trash can and went up and down the road with a broadsword, pretending to fight in Los Angeles. And one day, it was terrible, because one day a police car came in the opposite direction. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm going to be arrested because I've got weapons, you know. And the policeman just sort of drove up and rolled his window down, and he just looked at me and went, "You were on ER." And I thought, yes, I was. Cool. And then just carried on driving. It's like, you see that every day in Los Angeles. Yeah, so that was my preparation, actually.
Thank you, great question.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you. And I loved you on ER. You were fantastic, by the way. Yes.
If you could spoil anything to the Doctor about his future, what would it be?
If you could spoil anything to the Doctor about his future.
I'm trying to think what would benefit our characters. Like a good reason to do it.
He's going to do an episode in drag.
Yes!
Fishnets and high heels.
Which actor is going to do it?
Come on, Matt.
Yeah,
Okay, great question. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, I just want you both to know that binge watching your time on Doctor Who got me through the hardest time of my life, so thank you so much for being there for me. And my question actually is for Alex. I'd like to know who your favorite Doctor is to work with.
I knew this question would come up. God damn it. Well, the truth is, they're all one and the same man, just in different skins. So there's not really a favourite, but they definitely have different spirits and different personalities. David was more not closed, but I think it's when it comes down to having the time off when they're lighting, what everybody does, what a doctor does. So David would immediately, we'd play cards, or we'd sort of tell jokes, or we'd play that game where you do, you say a band, and then the last letter of that band's name, the next person has to do another band or musician or whatever. So we'd play games like that with him and Catherine Tate, and that was quite fun. I mean, my God, Matt and Karen and Arthur and Matt, they were like just puppies. They were just like constantly, pulling and walking around the place all the time. It was like sort of, trying to contain literally a bucket full of puppies. And it's much more sort of calm and relaxed on set with Peter. More focused. He doesn't. Yeah. So, but it's all. Everyone was a great experience. It's just naturally everybody has a different energy, which is what's so fabulous about the series, because each Doctor brings that different spirit to the role and to the episode.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
I have a question for both of you. My question for Karen is, how did you feel at the end of the 11th Doctor when you called him Raggedy Man for the last time?
What was that?
How did you feel at the end of the 11th Doctor when you called him Raggedy Man for the last time?
At the end of the 11th Doctor?
Speak into the mic a little bit.
Sorry.
At the end of the 11th Doctor when you called him Raggedy Man for the last time.
Oh, when I called him Raggedy Man.
For the last
time. At the end of the 11th hour.
How did you feel? Doctor, 11th Doctor.
Oh, at the end of the series. Oh,
when you died.
When you said that line
for the last time.
I felt, so I was sort of crying in the scene. That wasn't acting. Like, I was so nervous about filming that scene. I was like, where do I pitch this? This is it. This is the climax. This is everything we've been building towards. What am I going to do? And And then I got there and I was like, I don't need to do anything.
Storyline. So, who's my least favourite companion? I don't have a least favourite companion. I'm trying to think who my least favourite companion could possibly be. No. How could I have a least favourite companion? They're all fantastic. Oh, well, you know the one that I kind of. Sorry, Freema. The one that I didn't find so great was the one where she and David's doctor were on a planet and they were in some hospital. Running around in some hospital being chased by big rhinoceroses. That one. Was it called Smith and Jones? I just thought that was a bit sort of, I don't know. But I love Freema. She's fantastic. Really lovely person. I've never worked with her on the show, but we've done some conventions together, and she's such a great lady. But that was a bit not so sure about that episode.
Well, there you go. Thank you. Yes.
Hi, Mom.
Hello. Oh yes, I adopted you yesterday, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's right. Hello. Forgot about that. Have you done your homework?
No.
Have you tidied your room?
No.
Yeah, you see, you don't want to be my daughter anymore, do you?
I have a question for both of you. Do you ever get really emotional watching the final product of the show?
Yeah. I get really emotional every time I watch it. The Van Gogh episode.
Vincent and the Doctor.
Vincent and the Doctor.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't even in it, but whenever it comes to that last scene where Amy and the Doctor bring Vincent to the future so that he can stand in the art gallery and see all of his paintings on display and all of the public just looking at them and in awe of them, it just makes me cry. I find it so intensely moving that one really makes me cry.
That one makes me cry as well. They all make me cry. Nostalgia, Like those were the days.
Thank you.
One more question. Can you call me Sweetie?
Can I call you Sweetie?
Yes.
Of course, Sweetie. Now go do your homework.
So really quickly before we take any more questions, Karen, we mentioned a little bit about your short that you directed and produced and wrote, and now you're working on feature.
Yeah, trying to get a feature off the ground. It's looking like we're going to shoot it next year.
Can you reveal any, well first of all, where can people find the short?
So you can just go on YouTube and type in conventional, and the short is there, and it's set at a horror convention. So it'll be familiar in a lot of ways, but different because it's a horror genre film, and I'm playing a weird-looking person.
It's amazing. Everyone should check it out. It's like 9.5 minutes, so it's not a huge commitment, but it shows people that you're super talented and not just in front of the camera, but behind as well. And then your feature, what's the premise of that?
Basically, it's an independent film about the high suicide rate in the top of Scotland, actually. So, light stuff. But hopefully there's funny moments in there too. It's not as heavy as it sounds.
And are you directing that?
Yeah, I've written it and I'm directing it, yeah.
Very cool. We'll definitely keep our eye out for that. And Alex, you have a new series coming out.
Yes. When I finished filming the Christmas special, I then flew over to Toronto and was filming a series. It's called Shoot the Messenger, and it's produced by the Canadian broadcasting company CBC, but it's going to be distributed by ITV worldwide, and it's an 8-part thriller.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll keep our eyes out for that too. And I know this is going to disappoint a lot of people. We're going to take 2 more and 2 more because we have to wrap it up. But you can meet Alex and Karen downstairs until 4:30, 4:45. So yes.
Okay, I have 2 quick questions. One for Alex. I know you just said you're going to be on the Christmas episode. Could you give us any like spoilers? Anything?
Well, I'm working with Peter Capaldi.
There you go.
Okay, and my second one is, if you could write an episode for your character, what would you have happen?
You could write an episode for your character.
Oh. Can we be in it together? It starts in Rhode Island. And we fall into that river that I saw last night. With the stuff happening on it, and then I can't swim, so you have to save me.
Yeah, but then we have to go underwater and we have to visit the strange mermaids with fans.
The road mermaids.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And they then somehow take us to a fantastic island in the Caribbean somewhere.
Great, yeah.
Where maybe we meet Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. Right, it was on a pirate ship.
Yeah.
That works.
And then
we all sunbathe, but I don't because I'm ginger.
And we get a tan. I get a tan in this one.
Don't burn.
And then we come back.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
How about that?
Thank you. A perfect episode. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so you guys are like my favorite characters from Doctor Who, and my question is, if you could face any of your foes again, which ones and why?
If we could
face any of your foes
again.
Face any of our foes again.
I'd like to face the Weeping Angels again and make things turn out differently.
Yeah.
Maybe yank Arthur away from looking at the grave thing.
Yeah. And I would like to oh God, what are they called? The Vashta Narada. I'd like to actually save all of my companions who travelled with me to that planet, the library, and stop them sort of turning into skeletons and dust.
Thank you. Yes.
First of all, I was kind of bummed that Matt couldn't be here because we share a birthday, so I thought that would be really cool if we could have connected on that. But anyway, my question was, I lost it. Oh yeah, what's your favorite catchphrase and from which Doctor?
I like Geronimo! That's a good one.
Well, come on. I mean, what do you think? It's got to be either hello, sweetie, or it's got to be spoilers.
I feel like you have the best catchphrases.
Yeah, I do.
Like they're better than the Doctor's catchphrases.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Thank you. And last question of the panel.
Hi, so I was wondering if you could tell us anything about how the Doctor's relationship with River will change when there's a Christmas special. Like I know they were married.
Sorry, can you just say that a little bit more?
So the Doctor and River were married before River left the show for a bit, but in the Christmas special, are they still married or is their relationship changed?
Spoilers? All I can say is, there is a lot of confusion.
All right, thank you. And thank you guys so much for coming.